All right, welcome everyone to PinTech Live. We are going to start very soon talking all things Texas Pinball Festival 2025. We have show organizer and co founder Paul McKinney with us, so stay tuned. We're going to start soon. Alrighty, hello everybody. Welcome to another live episode. We are here to talk everything Texas Pinball Festival 2025, which is coming up next weekend. We're super stoked about it, so we decided to bring Paul McKinney, show organizer and also co-founder of this 20 plus year old show. Thanks so much for joining us today, Paul.
Hey, it's great to be here, Moto.
Yeah, so this year for us with Marco and with Stern and Fun Billiards and Game Room Superstore, we are planning on bringing several 10 Dungeons and Dragons Pro and Premium so everyone can get lots of time to play on this game. If you haven't played Dungeons and Dragons yet, it's a super deep game. Make sure you get insider connected, right? Because there's lots of save features and progress things that you want to do, which you can only really benefit from it if you are scanning in your insider connected code. And there's also going to be the Texas Pinball Festival badge that you'll get when you scan in, which is always super special if you're um, a collector of things, of badges on Insider Connected. All those achievements. And yeah, beyond that, we'll have 24 new Stern games on the show floor that you can take home with you at a really great deal. And there's going to be lots of seminars that we're helping host about teching, how to work on your games. And then we're also helping host the homebrew section, which we call a Pin DevCon. And that will be different homebrew and custom games over there with our Marco and Fast booths. So you can check out these very unique, one of a kind games and learn even how to make your own. that's just a very tiny micro part of the entire show. So, Paul, I would love for you to kind of give us the rundown of like what are the big highlights to you for everyone to look forward to for this year?
Well, I mean, the things I look forward to is just seeing everybody that I haven't seen in a year. I mean, that's the thing that I enjoy the most.
The
And
big
yeah,
reunion.
this year we actually have 6 food trucks signed up, planned to be there. There's no tornadoes planned. There's no rainstorm planned, and
Oh, nice.
I went out and got 3 extra picnic tables to put in that center aisle this year with some lighting over them so we can enjoy the outdoors in the 70-degree weather. So those are the things that no
Looking
rain
forward to
on load
that.
in and no rain on load out. Those are the things we cross our fingers for. And we got a couple of bands. The 2 bands that we had last year are back, and this time the Go Rillas will be performing on the stage that's in the lobby, so a few more people can hear that, and that's always fun. And then we've got magician Diamond Jim Tyler. I mean, this guy's like internationally known, and
Nice.
both on Saturday afternoon from 6 to 8 and Friday afternoon from 6 to 8, you'll find him just kind of roaming around doing personal magic, kind of in the dining area in the
Ooh.
lobby. And uh, that was kind of our theme this year was magic. We came to Franchi with hey, give us something magic, something kind of like hocus pocus, and we got Voltar, and everybody seems to be loving the artwork that we've got this year.
It's
So
amazing. I freaked out when I saw the Voltar because, like, every time
yeah,
we travel, we always try to find that fortune teller around, and there's so
yeah.
many different versions of them existing. So now we have a Texas Pinball Festival version. Franchi's in the chat too, so let's all say hi, Franchi. We hope you're gonna be at the
Hi,
show with
Frenchie.
us.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and then the
And
different
Kevin.
seminars that we've
Kevin.
got, we have a real good long series of a bunch of how-to seminars. And
Yes.
that's certainly something that when we started the festival, that was a big part of what our show was about. Bring your games, learn how to restore a play field. One of the guys that originally presented, Chris, he had instructions on how to paint your cabinets, and I've kept those over the years and still use those instructions. So shows like this, Texas Pinball Festival, and others that cater to those types of educational topics, big
Yes.
benefit for the community. And certainly having folks like Marco and Comet and all the folks that bring parts so that we can fix all our games and fix the ones at the show that we have to fix. That's always good. And then we've got the exhibitors. I mean, last year, we had 10 new games.
I
Ask me
know that
ask
was
me what we
insane.
have this
Yeah.
year. Okay. I know we've got Evil Dead. Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Cool. That's gonna be
Yeah.
pinball. That's gonna be a fun one.
yeah,
Dungeons and Dragons, of course.
Dungeons and Dragons. And I mean, let's kind of like, I'm looking at my layout right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not as new, but it is still kind of new. The Metallica Remastered, which we'll be bringing a few of
Yeah.
those as well too, and John Borg will be attending to talk all about his game. Uh,
John's attending.
oh, is he not attending?
I didn't know he was attending.
He's, oh, I'm sorry. He attends every year, I thought.
I know.
Where
So
are you, John? Okay,
yeah,
well, let me
might be a
backtrack a little bit.
might
His
be a
ears might be
surprise.
ringing, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be there."
Yeah.
This
So
is one of his favorite shows. I will say, Dwight Sullivan and Brian Eddy are definitely attending because they're running a seminar at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
on Saturday to talk all about Dungeons and Dragons. And we also have a PinTech Live next Tuesday with Dwight and Brian to go over the game, how to blow it up when you get to Texas, code updates, because if y'all have been following along, there's been lots and lots of code updates to this game, making it bigger and badder and better. Um, and they have a few code update surprises wrapped specifically around Texas Pinball Festival too. So we're gonna try to pull that out of them on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central. So uh, lots of exciting stuff going on in that world. No, I wish.
So I've got
I gotta
rumors,
message Sean.
but I've got less rumors than I've ever had for a show. Okay. I mean, it's like these guys are being pretty quiet. All right. So Turner Pinball,
Yeah.
is he gonna do another run or is he not gonna do another run? I don't know. He's
Mm.
getting a lot of people that want to be on a wait list, so
Ninja Eclipse is a pretty
yeah.
amazing
Ninja
game.
Eclipse, yeah.
And he's
That
going to
game
have
was really
somewhere, but
cool.
he has at least four that he said will definitely be there. But he's also tossed around the number eight. So I know this will have more Ninja Eclipses to play than we've had before. So that'll be good if you haven't gotten a chance on that game. And then Multimorphic's got a surprise going this week. I mean, I thought it was going to be just the playfield glass, but it looks like it's
That's right.
something.
Hey, that's exciting.
Brad
Yeah.
Albright, done some art for something
I
that's going
keep
to be
seeing
there.
stuff on Facebook, and if y'all are looking for more content to digest, Loser Kid Pinball Podcast just dropped a really good um, hour or so podcast with Jerry Stellenberg from Multimorphic and talking all about their growth and history of the games and stuff. And I think there is a few like TPF hype in there. But it's a
Uh,
really awesome interview. Just that whole evolution, which literally started and I feel like blasted off because of Texas Pinball Festival. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it really did. I mean, Multimorphic Jerry, when he originally came, I mean, there's been several companies we've been real supportive of because we're like, oh, please come bring something cool we can put on the floor. So we've always done that. And, Multimorphic, I mean, first time they came, they just had that little square box with no head on it. And we went back and forth with Jerry for 3 years. Jerry, man, you got to put a head on this game, if you want it to be a serious pinball. But I loved it, and it won. I think it won best of show at the first show he was at, way
Oh,
back
wow.
long time ago. So it's really cool when I see that and go, man, he's look at where the company has gone. So
Yeah, absolutely. I remember seeing Lexi Lightspeed for the first time, and that just blowing my mind with the interactive playfield. And then I know it didn't get like a whole lot of hype and love, but when Cosmic Kart Racing came out, and then they had that full lineup where
yeah,
you could play against each other on all the different machines,
yeah.
like that was so innovative, you
And they
know?
brought that great big huge circular thing,
Yeah.
that was kind
Yeah.
of the start of how cool can you make the booth, so the creative booth competition started, and it was all his fault. So yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm excited. I want to see what we've got this year, and I didn't get enough time on Princess Bride last year, so I'm hoping they get set up early and I get in there and get one or two games on that. I'm at the last time I played, Colin was standing right next to me telling me what the rules are while I was playing, and that was a cool experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely hoping for a Final Resistance too. I want to play that one some more if they could bring
Yeah,
that one.
yeah, and
That was a really cool
if
one from
you
Multimorphic.
know we're close enough that he tries to bring as many titles as he can, so
Hmm.
that's always good.
Awesome. Oh no, I think Paul's tried turning your camera on and off again. We've been
I've
having
locked
some
up
technical
again.
difficulties. And then while we do that, Matthew, if you could go in and drop your audio is a bit hot. If you go in your microphone on Zoom, we're just gonna do a little technical
Hey, I'm
fixing around here. We can still
trying to
hear
come
you,
back.
Paul.
Yeah. Oh man, this is not
It
good.
was you looked so great. It was so exciting. And then
Okay.
now we're in
Well,
this black
who
void.
I'll sit here. I'll leave it open. Maybe it'll come back.
You think
So
so? Maybe if you toggled a different
I
camera
did.
source.
I
Yeah?
did. Yeah. Let me see if I can
Oh,
grab my.
you're back. You're
I'm
back.
back. Hey,
Oh
yeah,
my
well, it's
gosh.
blurred background, so we'll live with that.
Yeah, that's fancy. All
Okay.
right, let me get out of this part. Cool. Let's see.
how's
Um,
uh how's my mic now?
oh yeah, your mic's a whole lot better. So then, Matthew, if you
Cool.
could do my little trick and just turn your camera off and then turn it back on, it's gonna go.
Mhm.
Oh, we'll do some pinball magic right here. Ta-da! All right. Back in action. Wacky windows, I know. A tech stream within a tech stream, so meta. I know. It's hard to do live stream without some little dabble of technical difficulties, and that's kind of the nature of pinball as well too, which is why it's so endearing to us as well. Uh, so yeah, we'll be on the floor trying to help people uh, do their tech journey on how to get their games up and running. And we're really excited for that too. Let's talk more about the different exhibitors that are coming. Um,
Yeah.
Ramps Pinball is bringing Road Trip, I think, right? I saw them on the layout, the big layout. I know Bob is bringing Elf, which was a custom game that he's built and has come to the show a few times. It's really rad. But now it seems like he's doing bigger projects. Do you know anything about what they have going on this
Yeah,
year?
he called me a couple of weeks ago. He ran up against a couple of new manufacturer supply chain issues. So he's probably not going to get the 8 games that he thought he was going to have at the Texas Pinball Festival. But he was pretty confident that he'll have 3 here. I haven't talked to him in the last couple of weeks, so we'll just be surprised. Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm you
Yeah.
know, two or three games from a new manufacturer on the show floor at the Texas Pinball Festival. I can remember when, that was spooky, you know, or that was multimorphic, or
Yeah.
who can forget TNA? I mean, all
Yep.
those games that kind of came out of the home brew area and turned into companies, so
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I really like about the show, and always look forward to kind of seeing the home brews that are there.
Absolutely. That's where I learned about and instantly fell in love uh, with homebrew and custom games. And this was many, many moons ago. Maybe it was 2016 or 17 when Scott Denisi brought his Total Annihilation Whitewood. There was no nuclearness in it yet. It was just total annihilation, and it was his whitewood with Sharpie drawn on it. But that game was so much fun. There was such a
Yeah,
long line
yeah,
of people trying to play, and I didn't know anyone in pinball at the time. I was so new to everything and everyone, but I have made lifelong friends just by all of us being so excited about that game there and
yeah.
playing it. And then, Spooky picked it up. It became manufactured. Scott went and did Rick and Morty with them and is doing other great stuff. And Spooky's, slaying there. And it's just amazing watching people grow from just like the Texas pinball experience, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Y'all have always done a great job of like curating all of these different people and walks of life in all aspects of pinball and then putting them together in one room and then just the synapses start firing and collaborations happen, inspirations happen, and it's
There's a there's
super
a
awesome.
tie-in with that story right there. And I was having breakfast with Bubba Flint this morning, and we're looking at Brad Albright, and possibly has done something, another new game, in the pinball community. And he reminded me of this, and I forgot it. It's like, okay, when Bubba originally came from the show, I found him in this little artist shop in Dallas called the Artist Collective, and I saw his art, and I'm like, pinball people will love that art. So I got connected with him, and boom, that got Bubba to the show. Well, Bubba is the one that got Brad to come to the show.
Oh
He's
my
like,
God.
hey, your 3D stuff would be really cool with the pinball crowd. So, he came and set up a booth and was like, kind of like you're talking about, hey, wow, this is cool. I like all these people. Well, now he's part of the pinball community.
Yeah.
That's the way that works. So
Yep. Yep. Y'all just suck us in and then we stay here
yeah,
forever. So coming back to Texas is just like what you're saying. It's like a big family reunion,
yeah.
every year.
So So one of the things when you come through the main entrance is it's going to be around on the side like it was last year. This year, I've ordered the banners. I've hired the security person. We will have the collector and the exhibitor door open for the whole show. If you're a collector or exhibitor, you get to enter right by where we go up the stairs to the tournaments. So you're a little closer
Uh,
to the hotel.
Oh, very
So
cool.
so that'll be
we
good.
won't have
But
to get in trouble sneaking through the back hallway anymore.
yeah, yeah,
Don't
exactly.
do that.
So, yeah. So But if you go over to the main entrance, which is across from where we had the gift shop last year, when you walk through that door, we have X-Pin that's going to be back this year.
Oh,
And
very
so
cool.
you'll see Fell's Games, which is bringing the helicopter game that is going to be right by the
Oh,
door with two of his helicopter games, and then right across from him will be Pin Sound and X-Pin have combined for a booth,
oh wow.
and between the two of them, they've I think they've already got 12 games in their booth, all rigged up with all the Pin Sound and all the new X-Pin displays and things. So
Wow.
that'll look good. That'll be fun. And then kind of on the other side of the entrance is this Texas company, Barrels of Fun.
Right
I
there in the
don't
front.
I
Right
don't
there
know
in the front.
what they're bringing. Okay, all they've given me is, hey, put 5 games on there to be announced.
Whoa.
That's it. That's
I
Well,
all.
that's
love
exciting.
I love this company's marketing strategy so
Oh,
much.
oh, oh, wow, whoa, 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 wait,
Dave and Brian are
hang
just
on,
mad
hang on.
scientists with the hype.
Breaking news, breaking news.
Live on PinTech.
I've got a text from Brian where I was asking him what he was bringing and if he wanted to surprise me with anything. And he goes, that would be a no. So he's not
Well, he's
telling
not
me.
gonna straight up say it. We'll see. We'll see.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. He's like, no.
So,
I
you
think
know
what's
what?
going to end up happening is a lot of people from Texas are going to unpack their bags after the show and find some little 3D printed ramp part in their luggage, which we were watching social media. That's what's happening to a lot of people after the Twippies and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
they're
Well,
all about the planting seeds around before their big
that
reveal.
may
Yeah.
be and that may, you know what? I'm more than happy to see 5 labyrinths in that booth.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
didn't
What
get
an
one
awesome
Absolutely.
of those
Yeah.
game.
last year, so that'll be good.
And you don't really see those on location, so it's a great opportunity for people to come out and actually play that game. Um, yes, super stoked. Lots of people come into this show from all over the world, which is super exciting. We have Django Reinhardt in the chat saying he'll be there from Germany. So, yay, excited to see you. And Christopher Franchi just said that Cointaker will have something pretty special at their booth, too. So, I think a lot of people are just waiting for the reveal to be when the doors open at 4 p.m. on Friday,
Yeah.
next Friday, let the show floor speak for itself, so to speak.
Straight up.
Um, so if people were trying to attend the show and haven't already bought their tickets and everything like that, like what's the process and like what are the show hours, Paul?
Yeah,
How do we get there?
the show hours are, as you mentioned, we open to the public on Friday at 4 p.m. Okay. And on Friday we go till 1 in the morning on Saturday. So you can get plenty of play in there. Food trucks should be around at least until midnight. We have 2 bars that should be open for that whole time. So
Wow.
and it should be good on Friday, and then Saturday morning we open with the swap meet at 6 a.m. And then you get into the show floor. Look at the website for the show hours. I'm
Yep.
quoting from memory. Okay, not
You're
looking
doing
at
Yeah.
good. You're doing
but
good so far. I
but
have the
but
open.
we open at 9 a.m. on Saturday and
Yep.
go till 11:30 p.m. when the security guys will do what they did last year, go to the back and as kind and loving as they can, throw everybody out into the hallway. And if you're wearing the magic gold band, I think this year, I can't remember what color it is. We always try to change it up, but it'll be the band that means you're either an exhibitor or a collector. You get to run around and come back in for the after party until 2 a.m. Okay,
Oh,
so
nice.
you get another 2 hours on the show floor, and then Sunday we open at 9, run until 2 o'clock, and then we get together and look at the awards, from the show,
Yes.
and
It's always a
then
fun
give
time.
away the raffle, the X-Men raffle game that benefits the National Video Game Museum.
Oh,
And
I
Oh, very
love that.
cool.
everybody goes home tired.
I know.
And
Well, for those who
then Omoda and I do a high five on sometime Monday when we load whatever the last thing is.
absolutely. Well, for everyone, when the show closes at 2 and you get kicked out, then you can actually go up to the National Video Game Museum and, spend some time over there as well
Oh
too.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
visit the greater Dallas area.
Oh, and on Saturday there's it's like every 30 minutes there's a bus that pulls up on the north side of the show,
Ah,
and you can just hop on that and get a ride over to the National Video Game Museum and come back. So free
Oh, that's really
transportation
cool.
and half price with a wristband.
very cool.
Very cool. I
Yeah,
haven't
that's
checked that
awesome.
out yet. I got to get there.
I know we really need to go.
Yeah,
Um,
if you've never seen it, it you'll be overwhelmed with the stuff that they have. I mean, it's just, if you grew up doing console games and things, all the original stuff that they have is pretty amazing.
Oh,
very
right.
cool. And so the Uncanny X-Men is your big raffle game. How do we enter that raffle to potentially win our
Yeah.
own pinball machine?
There's two places, there's two areas. We have registration, which is the big area with 3 or 4 windows, depending on what we have open. And then the raffle machine itself is down right across from the main entrance at the gift shop. And right next to it will be a place, little cash register and all the registers for the gift shop. Just go up and you can get one raffle ticket for $5, or you can get a book of five for 20.
Nice. I need an Uncanny X-Men in my life. And then at Friday night, we're gonna actually have Steve Bowden and Mike Vinacore combined together, teaching us how to play that game, and just general pinball flipping skills and tips and tricks. But they're gonna go deep into the rules of the game, so that's gonna be really awesome too. Um, so yeah, we should have got Chris Fredchi on here. He's dropping some info in the chat. Said Spooky will have a special signed TPF Evil Dead art print too available.
Oh, very cool.
I think I need that for my arcade.
Yes.
I wonder how limited it'd be. So a lot of the things too, like when you go and buy these things from all the the
It's
blur.
blurred. It's blurred out. There
Yeah,
we
I
go.
love
Yeah,
Voltan.
we've got, if you're bringing a game this year as a collector, you're going to go home with one of these little brushed aluminum signs.
Oh,
And I don't know if you
wow.
can tell, but
Yay!
it's like the ball. Come on,
Oh,
like, oh, focus. There we
That's
put it
go.
so
over your
So,
cool.
face, maybe
yeah,
completely. I don't know.
here we go. The ball is that didn't work either. But
You just have
the
to come to the show and see for yourself.
yeah, it's reflective. So it's kind of it's
Oh, that's cool. So my hard body will get me that plaque.
yeah. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring hard body and Viking from my personal
Yeah.
collection. It wasn't
Cool.
on the list, and I love
Oh,
those
right.
games. So
Oh, you've got some games you're bringing that's not on the list.
no, no, no. I put it on the list, but when I scrolled through the list and I saw that there was no hard body, I was appalled. So I was like, okay, I'm bringing my hard body.
Yeah, you need to. Alex
Um,
Gertz would like a hard body there. So
good.
anyway,
You can't have a show without a hard body.
you know
And then yeah,
what?
Vikings
That's
is an
right.
awesome game.
That's an important point. Okay, if you want to get in the show and you brought a game and you haven't registered it, go ahead and bring it. We will do everything that we can to fit the game in. We still have extra room, certainly in the lobby. We've got you know security cameras. We've got security that's there 24/7 the whole weekend that covers both areas. So everything
Nice.
is relatively as safe as it can be, and we haven't really had problems in the past. But we'll fit your game in.
Yeah, and speaking of the lobby, so last year y'all expanded out into the lobby, especially with like the wormhole booth experience where they had like their super rare games they collect, and they were running like stall ball tournaments and other type of fun activities. Talk a little bit about how you've grown out of the show floor and into the hallway, because it's made the entire hotel just so lively and stuff, and it's exciting
Yeah,
that you're doing even more. this
It,
year.
it has, and it's deceiving. You don't realize how big that is. Okay, our main show floor that we're usually on, they call it Frisco Grand, is a little over 40,000 square feet. Okay,
Mhm.
all of that lobby area and the alcoves and everything else, that's another 20,000 square feet. Okay. So, it's like we
Wow.
add about another third by using it. So, it saved us from, having to find a new place to move. And, we like Frisco. They're good to us. We're good to them.
The
But you brought
hotel
up the
rooms are so
lobby.
big. It's great.
Yeah, you brought up the lobby. We've got one, two, three, four, five new exhibitors that are all in the lobby. One of them,
Uh,
I forgot to mention a while ago, is Bitronic from Spain. Okay.
Oh.
We've got probably
Very cool.
15 people coming from Spain this year. Okay. And
Oh.
I know they're bringing at least two super hoops, two of their dart games, and then one or two of their soccer games. So
Nice.
those will be right by the entrance door. So that'll be fun. I mean, it's something a little different. I'm interested in seeing how that soccer game looks.
Bring your checkbooks, y'all. I know I'm like, I need a
Yeah,
dart game in my
right.
arcade. Oh no. Yeah, I'm excited. Joseph Trotter jumped in the chat saying my Ninja Eclipse will be at the Turner Pinball booth. Like, yay. We're
Thank
excited
you.
to play all the Ninja Eclipse. So Franchi, going back to Franchi, our fourth unofficial co-host of this live stream, said
Yeah.
that you are allowed to say what is at the Coin Taker booth.
I am.
That's what he said in the chat
Are
for the
you
record.
allowed, are you allowed to say,
I don't know. I don't know. There's gonna
Franchi?
be some exciting. Yeah, exactly right. There should be some exciting things happening at lots of different booths all around. And I think if you go to the website, you can see the exhibitors list. Uh, and that's everyone that's attending and bringing a booth and product. And you can click on and see, what their wares are and get excited that there's probably a little secrets and special things everyone's going to be bringing this year just to help hype up the show. So,
Yeah, I have heard that. I think Alice in Wonderland will still be there from Dutch. I haven't heard to the
oh, okay.
contrary, but I had heard that it might not be there, but I haven't gotten that officially. So, looking forward to that. But I think there's some other things in the coin taker booth other than that will be there and be new, a little different.
Yeah, you're just going to have to come and see for yourself.
That's
Oh,
right.
we already revealed it on Facebook. It's not a secret.
Oh, okay.
Alice will not be there.
Okay. Well, then I'll go take that down. But so do you know what it is,
No,
Emoto?
I don't
Okay.
know.
It's all right, Francie, I'm doing this. Don't get me in trouble, man. Okay. There's a new art package for Dick
Oh.
Lebowski that Francie.
Oh,
So that's
cool.
going to be able to see that at the Texas Pinball Festival for first. It's kind of fun to be able to announce something, a little before the
Yeah, that's
show. Everybody
awesome.
Oh
else is
my
saying, don't announce
god.
anything. Yeah.
That is really amazing
That is
and
so cool.
perfect for Texas Pinball Festival too. I
Yeah.
remember one of my first TPFs, again like 2016 or 17 era. Um, Dutch brought out Big Lebowski, and then they had the rug right there.
Yeah.
That was the longest line of the show ever. We must have waited 3 hours just to
You
play
know
that
what?
game.
I remember that.
Yeah.
You
They
think
only
I should
had like
have.
one or two units or something like off to the corner, and everyone was waiting in
Yeah,
line to play that
I
game.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually get to wait in line too. So
Yeah, I was there with the free gold watch
nothing
guys who
special.
do all of our pinball shirts printing, and it was just so much hype. It was exciting. And then right next to it was the Highway pinball booth when they had what was that
Predator.
racing game?
Full
Oh,
throttle.
Yeah, Full Throttle and yeah, I don't think they had Alien yet, but they had Full Throttle where it was like the playfield glass lifted up and stuff, and it was just that was a really cool show too.
Wasn't that the one with the side cabinet that had like almost like a back glass insert on it that lit up. Wasn't that Full Throttle?
Oh, yeah,
I
I
think it
think
was.
so.
Oh, I think it was Full Throttle.
Yeah. Whatever happened to that game?
I don't know.
I
It
don't
was
know.
pretty fun to play.
There
Well, I
was
mean, I know what happened
Yeah.
to the company, but
yeah,
I was
no,
like, I didn't know that game
there
existed.
there was one in Dallas at a car dealership. Okay,
No
but
joke.
yeah, I don't know
Wow.
Interesting.
whatever happened to that.
Rare
Yeah.
games. Oh man. Exciting. Well, we talked about the Stern happenings at our booth, which we're super excited for. Other stuff that's going on is we're going to be back with Fast Pinball and creating the Pin DevCon homebrew experience, so the homebrew section. And this year we have, let me pull up my list. I believe 6 or 7 custom games coming to the show. So we have um, Mad Max, Fury Road, which is exciting. I
Whoa.
haven't played that game yet. That is by Nate Giles and Justin McCarthy, I believe his name is, and then Bob Knives will be bringing Elf. Nick Neitzel and team will be bringing Tony Hawk Pro Skater, which won some awards at Expo last year. And also winning awards at Expo last year was Jeffrey and Lisa Sue Jones' The Greatest Showman. That is such a beautiful retheme custom game. So that'll be there as well as the Joneses' legendary black and white Adams Family.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
seeing that game is really cool. It's like like the Stern like Godzilla 70th is an all black and white package. It's kind of like that. This was done way before, Stern released it, but Stern drops in that nice little like red accent. This one is just pure black and white, like the old TV show sort of thing, and it's just super gorgeous work that they did.
So other than D&D, okay, and
Yeah,
you said you're getting a pro or you have a pro. All
I
right.
have a pro at the arcade. Yeah.
Okay. So what are you what would you look forward to playing at the Texas Pinball Festival?
Yeah, I mean, definitely all these custom games. Pinball in Wonderland is another game I think they're bringing in a Whitewood state. Like I said, I fell in love with Total Nuclear Annihilation when it was in a Whitewood state. Daikaiju was another custom game that hadn't been to Texas yet. They're a more northeast group, but we're trying to get them down here because that game slays, and fell in love with it in the Whitewood state. Uh, and then Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou is a custom game, an old Gottlieb that has been rethemed, that has always been at Texas Pinball Festival since I can remember. It's kind of a staple, but it's so beautiful of a game. So excited for that. And yeah, I really want to play Ninja Eclipse. They had
Yeah.
a bunch of them at Expo, but we were just so busy we didn't get a chance to play those. And Evil Dead, of course,
So Chris, if you're
Ragnarok.
watching, get a few Ninja clips there early so Moto and I can come over and play
I
them.
know, let's go.
Make sure that they've been properly tested. So,
Yep, yep, yep. I played all the Stern games, so I'm excited for those, of course. What about you, Matthew? What games are you most excited to play next weekend?
All that Spanish uh stuff you were talking about, like the super
Oh,
Super,
hoops and the
yeah.
like
all the
I've never even
Bittronic
seen
stuff.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I really want to go check that out. Um, Anything that Wormhole brings is going to be super insane because
They bring all like the
they bring all the like
Zaccaria
crazy
games.
old,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
it's like whatever Spanish or Italian stuff that they normally bring. Like last year they had what was it called? Can't remember what it was called. It was oh something Queen, Future Queen. It was like this
Oh
crazy game
yeah,
that
Future
like
Queen.
has like a spinner that pops out when you hit a shot. So and it's like super cool. Um, so I'm really excited to see what they end up bringing.
Paul, Paul, you
yeah.
sabotaged us. For
Sorry. I blew it away. I don't know where it went. I'll try to bring it back.
he's like,
It's my phone. It laughs like a baby. How can you not?
I know.
Not enjoy that. Okay, Matthew, now you've gone away.
There
Okay,
you
there.
go. Yeah.
Back.
I
I was
remember
doing the reset.
several years ago, RB Flip from France went over to, I guess, to Bitronic and was showing us Super Hoops.
Mhm.
And that was the first and last time I really ever heard of that game. So it's super exciting that we'll have like physical machines there to play,
Yeah,
Hmm.
especially from another country that cannot be a cheap trip to make it out here. So thank y'all for doing that.
yeah.
Super, super special. Um, but yeah, so let's talk a little bit about the seminars. You guys can see the seminar schedule. I'll drop a link in here uh, to the TPF event schedule on the website, and it has all the seminar times and details. If you click on the seminar title, then it will go into another page that breaks down what the seminar is about and who the panelists are. So for us that we are hosting, um, we're going to be at Friday at 5, about an hour after the doors open. We're going to be doing a refurbish pinball machine seminar, how to refurbish your pinball machine. And this is more focused on the aesthetics, top level stuff with your game. So, upgrading your game to LED bulbs, LED displays like the pin scores, outfitting your game with uh, plastics, new plastics, plastic protectors, ring sets. Like Titan is one of our awesome boutique partners, and they're going to be physically there at the show. And they have like the most wonderful colors of silicone rings that play really well. So we're going to show those off. We're going to show our super bands off, which is a polyurethane. All the different rings play differently. So we're going to talk about that breakdown. Comet is going to have a booth there too, and they have awesome premium LEDs as well too. Lots of great stuff. So really, the Friday seminar is to kind of hype everyone up of like start getting your minds thinking in the right direction of like I have these pinball machines that I play but I haven't really like touched lately. So let's start customizing these games and making them your own because there's so many awesome mods and stuff that you can find there. Like Back Alley Creations always has really awesome mods, Arcade Dungeons and Measle mods and so many others. Light It, Light It Pinball, oh God, what is their name? Right, Light Up Pinball Mods. It's
Yes.
just the thing that I really like about TPF is y'all really manage your showroom space to pack in as much as possible, and it's all pinball merchandise and parts creators. So a lot of these things are things that none of us have brick and mortar stores where you can like walk into our shop and see what it actually looks like. We're just looking on digital pictures online on Pinside or dedicated websites. But now with TPF, you can literally just walk around and shop and physically touch,
Yeah.
physically see these things. And that makes a world of difference when you're, spending a lot of money, like on a topper or something. I know Electric Playground is bringing some cool new topper and stuff too. And um, like I said, like bring your wallets, y'all, because
Yeah.
this is like the best place to go shopping and then just like spark your creative mind of like, how can I customize my pinball machine? It's fun to do. So,
Well,
you know.
we have in that vein of thought, we have added our last exhibitor just in the last week.
Oh, all right. Who we got?
Be right across from Homebrew, uh, Pinverse. All right. And Pinverse has
Nice.
all of the art of pinball stuff, like all the
Oh,
high end Indiana Jones. And, I think they did all the new stuff for the new Alice in Wonderland. But, he said he did bringing cases of everything that he has. So it'll be
Ooh.
the first time he's
wow.
ever been to the show, and we've had an opportunity to actually look at that before we buy it. So that'll be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super awesome. That's super exciting. Um, And then we're going back through our seminar list. We're also hosting and running Saturday morning. We're going to be doing troubleshooting your how to troubleshoot your pinball machine. So this is more on a technical level, very basic. Like if you are not too familiar with electronics and your level is like I can remove the glass from the game and undo a stuck ball, but that's kind of where it ends. This is the class for you. We're rolling in from 10:30 to about 1 because we'll be doing like a flipper rebuild seminar, which is like one of the most important maintenance things you can do on your game. And we're gonna be we as in Matthew here from Lynn's Arcade and the Phil's Pinball Phil Forrester from the Phil's Pinball. They're both master techs that have been working on games for over a decade. Will teach us how to use a soldering iron, how to read a meter, how to really the basic troubleshooting of your game. Like if your game's not turning on, what's kind of the first thing I should look at? You know,
Hmm.
we'll have a big section for Q&A so you guys can come in with your questions too. And just a la PinTech Live style, we hope to do lots of like learning and teaching there too. And then 6 p.m. we'll be doing a how to run a pinball location, which is our operators, our PinTech operator seminar. So we'll have uh, Matthew and Phil, who both operate games, and Brian Haskell from the uh,
Player one.
Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and he works for Player One Amusements. He'll be on there to talk about, what it's like working for a big operating company, but also doing pinball on the side. And then we'll have the legendary, most dapper Nick Shell from the Roanoke Pinball Museum also coming to talk about like the museum format of things. So we'll be talking really about running businesses from free play format to coin drop to swipe cards and museum pinball bars, all of the things in between. So we are excited to talk about all of our journeys in running public locations and hopefully inspiring others to do the same because we can never have enough pinball out there in the wild for us to play. That's how we fall in love with it, you know turn your collection into a business, so to speak.
That's right.
Yeah. And then Saturday night at 8, I think it's the last one, will be Stern doing their Dungeons and Dragons deep dive seminar with Brian and Dwight, which is always super exciting. And I listed off about 5 seminars. There's probably like 20
I
maybe
think so.
this year.
Yeah.
So definitely check out the website and see all the other cool stuff. Oh, Keith Holdbrooks is doing how to restore a playfield. So talking about like paint touch-ups, how to color match and stuff like that. Um, just off of the top of my head, I think Butch Peel is he going to be doing a seminar on like how to make a pinball manual?
I think
Um,
so. I've got a text from him. I think it's on Friday night, but I have to look.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Any seminar that Butch does is really great and thorough. He's a really good teacher. So I've sat in a lot of his seminars at different shows across the country, and it's always awesome. So tons of seminars, and they will also be live streamed, right, on Twitch by the awesome TPF audio video, the AV team, volunteer team, graciously streams every single seminar that's happening. So that's on
Richard and Howard and
Richard and
Gerald
Howard and
from
Gerald.
Visionality.
They
So
are awesome.
Visionality.
Yeah, I love them. They're so great, and they make sure that it's all documented for us who can't attend to watch or like I was trying to go to the Twitch page. I think it's TPF underscore seminars. I'm gonna look real quick just so we can find it. And then later on, these do get migrated to YouTube as well too. But maybe it's Texas
yeah,
Pinball
they're
Seminar.
like on Twitch for 7 days, and then we have to migrate them to YouTube.
Yep.
I always have
Um,
to go look for it on YouTube because there's so many people that shoot more footage than we do. It comes up first before we ever get a chance. So
for sure. All right, so on Twitch, go ahead and follow that channel so you can get the notifications on when these seminars go live. It's Texas underscore pinball underscore seminar, singular. I dropped a link in the chat to make it easier for
Yeah,
y'all. So, yeah, it'll be
perfect.
really, really cool. Um, Sweet. So we covered the show floor, we covered the seminars, and there's going to be live bands. The tournament is going on. I think, uh,
pretty much all weekend
yeah.
upstairs. They went with a different format this year
Oh.
that was a little less relentless. So you'll see a few more
Mm,
tournament people that actually make it down to the show floor at some point. So
Oh,
nice.
yay. Come hang
yeah.
out with us, y'all. We always miss you when you're up in the tournament room
Yeah,
grinding. We
grinding away,
understand.
trying to get them points.
Yep. It's so great. Um, Paul, there's so many moving parts to running a show, and we're in the last waking hours before it all happens. Like, and you've been doing this since 2002. What is it about running a pinball show that just makes you just wake up every day and being like, I'm gonna do it again?
Well, I started doing parties when I was a kid. Okay. It was like I was kind of the house where all the parties were every weekend. And I think I got programmed into that. Okay. So, when I found pinball and I was sharing it with 10 other guys, it was great because I had 10 other guys. But, it's like, what I like pinball because it's one of the few things that I started out in commercial art, okay, when I was in high school. But I also liked electronics, so I went that route. And it was like, wow, pinball combines both of these. I mean, you got some classic artists like Greg Ferris and a few others that are just amazing stuff over the years. And that's what I like about pinball. Okay. And so yeah, I still want to share that with everybody, and I want everybody to have a good experience, and I want to have carpet on the floor. So it's like I'm gonna just kind of keep doing it. We've got it down now. We've got a punch list of about 260 things that have to happen every year for the show to happen. And I'm already working on next year.
Of
So,
course.
You host a good pinball party, my friend. I
yeah,
very much appreciate
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's
One of the things that
definitely.
I've learned over the years that's amazing is the whole party starts with the artwork. I mean,
Ah.
it's like you got to have the artwork before you can really do any advertising, do any theming,
Yeah.
figure out who you might want to have there. What's the theme going to be? You know, so
Yeah.
France, no dragging your feet, okay?
Right. Get it
For
done,
next
man. We're talking
for
The
about
next
next
world,
year.
year
the
already.
world waits.
Gosh. He always does such a stellar job for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so speaking of bringing out like legendary people, I remember one of my first pinball celebrity interviews I ever did was again at Texas Pinball Festival during the Ghostbusters launch, and I interviewed George Gomez.
Hmm.
And he's the chief creative director at Stern Pinball now, and a legendary pinball designer since the 90s. And it's really awesome that last year y'all had convinced him to come back to the show since that long hiatus from Ghostbusters. They're very busy people up there in Chicago, but I think he really loved it so much that now he's coming again this year. So him and the president, Seth Davis, will be walking the show floor with us. And if y'all get a chance to talk to them, it's just super super special. Especially George has such an amazing creative mind, and we owe so much of where pinball design is today due to his leadership. I feel like.
Hmm.
Another thing that helps make the Texas Pinball Festival good and a great show is the number of people that jump in and help. And there's 60 of those. But in the last couple of years, there's been a few that stand out. In the moto, you're one of them. Thank
Oh,
you
thank
so
you.
much.
Yeah,
Everything
for
you
sure.
helped pull together for all the seminars, putting that big booth together with a team of people,
Yeah.
all the lighting that you had on it last year. You do all that, and you jump in and MC seminars. Okay.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
then on Monday, I'm going to see you, like, pushing pallets around and
Yep.
things. And it's like, man, the horsepower in such a little package is just freaking amazing. So, publicly, I just wanted to go out there and make sure
Yeah,
everything's
no
great.
worries. Thank
Really
you. Yeah. And, huge shout out to Marco's Specialties for helping fuel that fire. I aligned very early on with Mark Mandeltort and Nancy and Paul, the Mandeltort family, and we had the same goals in mind of just like, really promoting pinball and showing how special it is to others. So, um, always happy. Like, there's it would have to be a really crazy scheduling conflict for me not to make Texas Pinball Festival every year,
great.
since I've been attending, and of course helping make it
Yeah.
awesome because it's just so much fun. And thank you, Matthew, too, for joining our chaos and actually helping make it all happen. Because every year we're thinking bigger and bigger and bigger, and how can we do more and support more? So it's super
That's
rad.
always been,
Absolutely.
it's always the biggest challenge at the end of each show. Okay, how do I do something bigger next year?
Yeah,
I
exactly. It's like
know.
every time we go to Golden State Pinball, that's our like we do a big camp out and stuff like that. And we're every year we're like, how do we make the camp even bigger and badder and
Yeah.
crazier? And it's just the name of the game.
Yeah.
Like, start losing sleep.
And then we
Yeah,
got to
totally.
take another quick moment to just thank all the collectors that bring their games to the show
Yeah,
because,
straight up.
it's the show organizers and the show volunteers. We help create the structure, but really without them bringing their games from their private collections for, thousands of strangers to come play it, that means a lot. And there's how many different collectors do you think you average every year, Paul, that come and bring games?
You
Because
know,
that's amazing.
outside of the exhibitors, I think we probably have about between 250 and 300
Wow.
individual collectors.
Wow.
And the thing is, I think we have either 14 or 15 different awards this year, for all of those
Very cool.
collectors in the restorations areas. And, who knows? Might, we'll see who the grand champion is.
I know. Last year, a homebrew game won Best of
Yeah.
Show. Shout out to Kyle Smet and Friday the 13th. That was definitely a historical moment, I think.
There's some there's some pretty amazing restorations that are going to be on the floor this year.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yay.
Ooh.
Be sure to check out the flower at the front when you walk in. So,
All right.
Oh yeah, right at the beginning. Remember when you guys had that restored creatures game that was on like this moving, it was Creature from the Black Lagoon, and it was
on a
on this
platform.
rotating circle
Yeah,
pedestal. Like
yeah,
it was the coolest thing ever. It was like a mirrored stage that it
yeah.
was on. There was
Now
like
the thing
lights
is, when
hanging on it.
my problem is anyone that signs up now, they want a booth with the rotating stage and the glitter
Yeah,
on the
right.
bottom of it.
I've been trying to source one of
Not
those to
mine.
put like
I
the
don't
new
have
Stern
it.
game on at our booth all the time, and everyone's like, Emoto, we have to draw the line. No, like shipping that is a nightmare. Red ticket is a nightmare. We're not doing, but it looks so cool. Um, those are good memories. What do you think, Paul, is like the biggest challenge of running a show, a pinball show?
Wow. There's so many little moving parts. Okay. And for us, one of the challenges that our show has that other shows don't is we don't have enough hotel space in that hotel for the size of the convention center. So I've got to have,
Hmm.
contracts with 12 different hotels, and getting those set up every year and juggling it is something that a normal show doesn't have to do.
Right.
Okay. And we have to do that so that we can stay in where we stay with carpet and,
Carpet.
because surprisingly, how many large locations don't have carpet? Okay, and
Yep.
It's a
that
blessing.
one little thing will just, like, kill the show. So, that's a challenge. stealing tables out of other people's booths, okay, when you didn't order them, that can be a big hiccup. Okay. I'm not looking at anybody on that. Okay. uh, you know,
We've
and
given tables to other people's booths.
what just disappearing water stations,
Oh,
I mean,
Oh
I
wow.
could go on. I could tell stories that I don't want recorded. So,
the
yeah,
pinball degenerates are here, Paul.
yeah,
It comes with the territory.
yeah.
I'm
Remind me to
sorry.
tell you later about the toilet getting knocked off the wall.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh, man.
Yeah, if you want to hear it, find me on the show floor. Ask.
yeah, there you go. Maybe in the evening time when
Yeah,
everyone's like feeling nice and loose and
yeah.
fun. It'll be a good
The after
fireside.
hour stories.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
after
The
hours story.
fireside chat with Paul.
Frangie says, I think I have stolen many tables. Sorry. Yeah, he was talking about you the whole time. Just you, Frangie. Awesome. So you've been doing Texas Pinball Fest since 2002. We're in 2025. Where have you seen like the evolution of pinball going, and like how do you feel the resurgence is? Are we still in a resurgence? Is it slowing
Yeah,
down? Is it picking up?
we
Like what do you think?
yeah, we are, and there are things that are specific to the Texas Pinball Festival, and some go across all shows. Okay, and I remember pretty much at the first show that we had, everybody pretty much looked like I do now. Okay, older guy with some extra pounds that grew up playing pinball, and I think the only gal that was on the whole floor was either Shelly Nunley or could have
Shelly,
been
shout out
two
to
other.
Shelly
Yeah,
and Rusty.
I think Linda Gers was there, and then maybe one other. But there were not a half dozen women on the show floor. Okay, so that's something that's definitely changed. And you look at the fact that we've got women's tournaments and things now. A lot more kids involved. But I watched the demographics of our Facebook group, and for those of you that take our surveys that we put out, every show, I kind of try to analyze those a little bit. We have a lot of newbies that come to the Texas Pinball Festival now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would say probably 20-25% of the people on the floor, it's their first show. Okay,
Mm.
and they are usually in their 20s. And then what we'll see is a subset of them will come back the next year. They're, maybe first house, they've got a game room, and they're looking for something to put in it. Okay, and if you get one, you have to get two because that's just the way the math works. So
Yup.
that's that's the demographic that I've seen that really has changed for what I would say is the mix of pinball players.
Very cool. That's yeah, super exciting. Which is why also we run the seminars that we do are definitely on that basic intro to pinball, pinball 101 level to really
Mhm.
you're new to pinball, this is what it's all about. Let's get dirty together because it's a lot of
Hey, you
fun.
can be old to pinball, and I still need to fix the upkick and the trough on that one.
Oh,
And
okay.
Yeah.
I'm not getting enough kick out of the shooter lane on this one. And it's like,
Yeah.
Mm.
so,
It's kind of never ending. It's definitely
yeah,
you're
it
buying a pinball
is.
machine. You definitely need to learn how to work on it because
Yeah.
it's
And oh my
they break.
God, I've got to check the batteries. I'm like the
Yeah.
worst. I'm the worst at that.
So
Oh, yeah. Yep, we're going to talk about that. How to bulletproof your game. And step one, taking the batteries off of the board so you don't be that person that gets battery acid damage leaking all
I'm
over
that
your. No,
person.
why are you that
yeah,
Yeah,
person?
you know.
just did a job for a customer where he had a Stern NFL and he was like, I've had it for years and all of a sudden it stopped working. And I open up the back glass and it's just acid damage all down the board. I was
No.
like, well,
That would be why.
we got we got
Yeah.
something else we got to fix here, but
Well, we'll teach you some preventative maintenance stuff, and if you
yes.
already experience a battery damage acid, tips and tricks of getting those fixed, which my biggest tip is pack it all up and send it to Eugene Mosh in
Yeah, straight
Missouri,
up.
and he can make any board work in the worst conditions possible. But also, we'll have a lot of like new line boards, like our Alltech
Yeah.
boards and PinTech boards. So save those damaged boards for another rainy day and put in a fresh board, and we're really lucky to have that technology and people, engineers working to create these upgrades to keep our 20, 30, 40, 50-year-old games still running. So
The
not
beloved
all is
pinball
lost.
machines.
I truly believe every pinball machine can be repaired. um, some may
I do
take a lot
too,
more
and
time than
I do
others,
too,
but
and it's a certain level of dysfunction, but yes, I believe that as
Yeah, yeah.
well.
Like you can
I've
get
never
it working
I've never seen a
as a
pinball machine that couldn't be saved.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. They don't belong in the trash.
Yeah,
Oh, this is really cool. In the chat, Lil Two Sons One on Twitch says this is his first time back to TPF since he was 12 years old. Excited, and it was funny saying that is the demographic we were talking about. So came out
Oh
when he
wow.
was 12, and now back here to hang out with us. So that's super cool. Um,
Wonder how many games you own now, little sons.
yeah, right. Yeah, Spunky was in the chat earlier saying he's bringing 5 games. So
Nice.
that actually brings a really good question that can lead us into a few directions. But Paul, how do y'all manage uh, bringing 2, 3, 400 games into the show floor from Thursday morning to be ready to open up Friday exactly at 4? How,
with
like,
with military rigor. Okay, I
Yeah.
mean it's like we've got for years we have a couple of different guys. Heath and Trey and several others that have been at our back door for years. And, they're not there this year. We have a kind of new crew in place. Okay. But we have a crew size now of 5 at the back door. So that's
nice.
a lot better than, 2.5 that we had last year. So that's more manageable. We have software in place so that when you hop onto our website and you buy that collector pass and you put in the information about the game, everything populates from there to the back door where we do the check-in, where we do the validation that says, yeah, this game's not going to shock anybody. We're good. You got it in place. Go up and get your packet at the front. Here you go. And it seems to people seem to, go with the flow, and it works pretty well. And it's kind of getting more like on Thursday night. We've got more than half the show is set up.
Yeah,
So,
that's
you know,
awesome. And
so those,
shout out to the Pinball ERs, Kevin Moore
yeah,
and his team for volunteering and kind of
Jessica,
leading that.
Matt
Yep.
Dennis, they'll all be there. And then we have also Rob Anthony will be back, fixing stuff for us this year.
Oh, awesome. He's coming to the show?
Hmm.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
cool. I
He
need to.
should be there chomping at the bit pretty early on Thursday morning. Yeah.
Nice.
That is actually amazing. I can't wait to give him a huge hug. Um, We're also going to help out with the team on Thursday. So we're providing some extra support. Matthew and Phil, Nick Shell, who's like EM uh, genius. And I think we have a tech from Wormhole that's also volunteered. So we're going to be extra support of when to roll the games in to do all the play testing. Kevin kind of has like a list, make sure it's grounded properly, make sure it's flipping, make sure all the switches are adjusted properly to kind of get through that checklist before you wheel the games out into the show floor to be beat up all weekend. So all these techs will be kind of helping
They're,
with
they're,
that,
they're,
and
they're just gently tested
I
throughout the
know,
weekend. I
Because
mean, that's one
yeah.
of the things
I know.
I've bought a couple of games that were new in box at the show. I prefer to buy them at the show. Okay.
Oh, me too.
And
I always
and
buy the
and the
show
reason
games.
is it's
Yeah.
like, particularly if it's a newer game, it's
Mhm.
like Man, you got text from the factory right there.
Yep.
Yep. They're
Everything is going to get fixed. So,
exactly. Yeah,
Yep.
it's gonna run as best as it can be because yeah, they literally like on at our booth we have Stern techs there that are doing the tightening that might have stuff might have loosened up during traveling across the country. That's kind of inevitable and just servicing the game. So we're excited to kind of add that next level of support to your show to help out. And we didn't like launch anything official this year, but we're working on it for future years and stuff to come. But if you bring your games early on, there's this opportunity where you can shadow these texts and see how to do these types of troubleshooting and fixes on your own, too. So don't wait till the last minute, till Friday afternoon to try to wheel your game in. Come Thursday at noon, have plenty of time to get your spot and to make sure that your game is up and running. And we're here to provide that support. And there is this thing too of like, the shop, our shop's not too far away. So if anything unfortunate happens with your game and it's not flipping right or whatever, it needs a quick rebuild, and we don't have the parts on hand between us, Rob Anthony, and like Steve Engel with Mayfair and stuff, then maybe we can do like a quick rush shipment to get it in on Friday and help get these games all
Hmm.
pristine so the judges can walk around and do their thing, so all powers combined, we're gonna have a great
That's right.
TPF. Lots of moving parts. Yeah, it's funny. Pinball ERs came on the chat too and said gently. Everyone's gonna play your machine super gently. To those that are just coming to play, uh, be nice to these games. Be nice to all pinball machines, especially when they're not yours. Don't put
Especially when you're.
Don't put your drinks on the pinball glass of the game
Oh yeah,
next to
bring
you
your.
while you're playing. Have that etiquette. Like if there's people standing in line behind you, don't start a four-player game and just zone in. That's something we all want to do, but you gotta share. We're all here to share and encourage others to play with you. Pinball is fun playing by
That's a big
yourself,
one.
but it's also super fun playing with other people. So if you see someone kind of watching you play, take that as an opportunity to make a new friend. You never know. Do you have any other tips for attendees, Paul, that you would like to see them do? Etiquette requests? No smoking inside the hotel.
Yeah, you you're gonna say something. I knew you were gonna say
yeah, I think you knew it. I'm not going to say it. It involved how I lost a tournament once.
it.
Oh no.
That's another one you can ask me about later.
We're definitely going to find Paul late at night and have him
Yeah.
spill
I'm
all the
pretty sure
beans.
Mhm.
Mr. J. Crane said it in the chat. That's what he. I think that's what Paul was gonna say. But I'm
Oh,
kidding.
yeah, be aware of your physical sense. We're all in there together, so it's always a good thing to handle as,
Yeah,
you know, a
just being
civilization.
courteous to other people's senses.
Absolutely. Awesome. Anything else you wanted to talk on the tip of your head, Paul, about TPF?
No, it's
Got
actually
your phone
it's
coming?
actually looking good. It's running pretty smooth. You know, we're cramming a little more into Thursday for setting up, but I think we'll get our marks down pretty early on Thursday and get everybody in there. So we might not have all of the power down by noon, but if you're bringing a game, if you get there at noon or a little later on Thursday, we should be able to get you staged and get you into the room pretty quickly.
Very cool.
Nice.
I did,
I,
while we have you, wanted to ask a few historical questions about you, Paul. So I'm putting
Okay.
you on the spot right now.
All
And
right.
then we'll let you go because I know you have less than a week of planning to do. But okay, reflecting, put on your reflecting hat. What was your most memorable moment at TPF from
Oh,
all the
wow,
years?
man, so many. Uh, but this happens every year. Okay, I mean, it's like, everybody's walking in and you kind of hear the roar of the games, and it's like all of a sudden I've just got all this adrenaline to go all weekend, and it's like I'm freaking 20 years old again, and there's nothing else that I do that kind of has that feeling to it. Uh, and just seeing the person that is there for the first time and playing a game, or maybe they're here was something that somebody posted. When they come to the show, they have people that come from all over the world that are with their family, and they use the Texas Pinball Festival as their family reunion. Okay.
Oh
I had
wow.
another comment one year where somebody said, "This is better than Disney and a whole lot cheaper." Okay.
Oh my
And I'm like,
gosh.
It's
and I'm
Yes.
like,
definitely true.
yeah, and I'm like, that's why we do this. I mean, it's all about getting together, seeing your friends, and having fun. All the celebrities, pinball celebrities, great. Some of the other ones that we've had, it's not all about that. It's just about experiencing the game, appreciating what's there, and being with your friends for a weekend.
Nice. Well said. For the future of Texas Pinball Festival, if you could have one dream guest attendance, who would it be to come to your show?
Mark Metalhort.
Mm.
You're gonna make me cry.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
man,
If
I
you
miss
could
that
see
guy.
how much it's grown. Oh my God.
Yeah, I miss that guy. Anyway.
Mm.
Absolutely. Yeah. I, I think a lot of us think about him constantly and all the pinball passions that we pursue.
Yeah, yeah. Just nicest, kindest guy. You
Mm-hmm.
know. Anyway,
Thanks for saying that, Paul. That was very
yeah,
endearing.
Hmm.
And just like, yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Mark Mandeltort is the founder of Marco Specialties. We are celebrating our 40th year in pinball, thanks to him and his family and everything that he's done. And his main uh, goal in life was keeping pinball out of the landfills. Making sure that for years and years to come, everyone can still play these special machines. And also, his one phrase that he would always say to us is the rising tides lifts all ships. So we all help and support each other, and we will all be successful in any endeavors we choose to do. So super awesome.
Hmm.
Awesome. Where do we go from that? That was
Sorry,
a.
didn't mean to take us there, but it just went right
I
there.
know. All right,
Uh,
just another future, and then we'll let you go. Where do you see Texas Pinball Festival in 5 to 10 years?
well, I can tell you where it is in the next three. Okay, I
Nice.
mean,
Hey, that's better than most people, so.
yeah, the next 3 years, it's going to be right here. Okay. And then we'll see where it goes after that. I mean, I've looked into some bigger spaces. A lot of people, suggest a lot of the bigger spaces, the bigger resorts, and we have looked at all of those. And, the issue with a lot of those is one, the expense. Okay. I don't really want to double everybody's cost of the show by going to a water park or something.
Sure.
But there's little weird things that you get into. Okay. It's like, oh, I don't have mine with me right now. They're in the other room. But it's like, I love my little dogs. They're my children. Okay. Rob Anthony feels the same way. Okay.
Antar.
And you know
Yeah.
what? We can have those at where we're
Yep.
at. All right. Some places you
Right.
can't.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if it's
And then
between,
Larry brings his dogs
yeah,
for
yeah,
Starship
exactly.
Fantasy.
That's another little demographic for pinball
I
people that I have found. There's
know.
about
Yeah.
15% of people in pinball that love their dogs. I never thought I'd be a dog person. I'm a dog person. So
Yeah.
anyway, so there's that. But yeah, we'd like to have it a little bigger, a little bit more floor space. But I'll go ahead and make the announcement now. Next year, some of you will have Am I the only one on here? Everybody looks like they're locked up.
No, we're just like
No, we're
listening
here.
contently.
Yeah.
We're
Some
not
of
moving
you
around.
when
We're
you
like,
make
what is it?
some of you when you make your hotel reservations next year will get a refresh upgraded room. So some of the floors are starting to upgrade next year, and
Oh,
uh, I think by 2027 the hotel will be all newly upgraded.
Nice.
wow.
Come on in.
And they're already really great to begin with.
Yeah.
These are
Hey.
some of the largest rooms.
This is my wife, Jerry Lou. You'll see her around the show
Hi.
posting
Hi.
things. Yeah.
Yay.
There's another 40 or 50 people on there.
Yay.
I brought him a snack.
Oh, that's the best. Thank
Yeah.
So I'm
you.
excited for y'all.
Mhm.
Y'all
We're
can
so
drink
excited too.
Yeah.
water.
So where were we? Oh,
Thank you.
the facility. So, for the next 5 years, I see, um, I hope we see a few more of these home brews that make it
Yeah.
into production. I'd like to see that. We've had a pretty good international flavor. Maybe not as
Mhm.
big as the Chicago show, but we used to have a lot of people from Buenos Aires, and we have a lot of people that come in from Germany and several places in Europe, and I would hope that that would continue.
Yeah,
But yeah,
absolutely.
you'll see a new carpet refresh and some new things around the show. We might have to change our ticketing area a little bit next year, so
Hmm.
we'll try to do something kind of cool and custom associated with that. So we'll see what we come up with.
Very cool. Super exciting. Yeah, I love it. Well, we'll let you eat your snacks, Paul, and get
Okay,
back to work.
thanks.
And we'll
I'll
we'll
see
see you in a few
see
days.
see you in a few days.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
thanks.
Straight
Th-
up.
Appreciate it, everybody.
yeah, thanks so much for taking the time to hang out with us and tell us all about Texas
All
Pinball
right,
Festival.
great. Well, I appreciate y'all coming.
All
Thanks.
right, we'll
Can't
see you
wait.
later.
Bye.
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 All right, now we lost Paul. We're gonna go back to the main page. Bye, everybody. We will see you on Tuesday. Look at the little.
No,
I'm
he's.
right up here. I'm right up here. We will see you on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern for our deep dive with Dwight Sullivan and Brian Eddy from Dungeons and Dragons Pinball. There's gonna be some cool announcements happening on it. Oh, look, I'm even bigger. Oh, I'm just smaller. This is great.
Whatever.
See you next week,
That
everybody.
was
And
triangle.
for those on Twitch, we're gonna go raid, so I'm gonna put on this main holding screen until then. Bye. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us at marcotv@marcopinball.com. Peace. That's not the right one, but that is. All right, stick around, y'all. We are raiding Manu, Mystery Pinball Theater 3000. He's playing Dungeons and Dragons, so how perfect. Raid.